Who is this? A fat, slobbish, nasty, big back, greasy.
My nephew?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Y'all wanna see my little ball patch? And I go find your mama. My hammies? That's your half brother. I've been a delinquent, like, parent. Hey. 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 Hey, y'all. Anyway, hi, hello. Buenos dias, mis amores. Long time no see, vlog talk. Hey, I still love y'all. Listen. Today's the end of January. It is like the last full week of January, going on the last full week of January. I don't know if it's like a Saturday or something. Hi. I have not seen y'all in a long periodically time. That's crazy. That's absurd. What's been going on? What's happened? I think I've talked about this. I had a passing in my family. I don't need the condolences, whatever. My birthday passed. Yeah. School started back. And I have just been having a hard time. Listen. I haven't been having a great time, honestly. So let's do a little skincare. Let's do a little chit chat. And yeah. So everybody's gonna be like, oh, how was your birthday? Because I did not vlog on my birthday. I didn't even post any pictures on my own on my birthday. Like, I just have come to the conclusion that I really do not like my birthday. Ever, pretty much. For a multitude of reasons. But it was just a lot and I shan't deal with it anymore. And I just don't want to partake anymore. So, yeah. Y'all heard that, right? I don't know what the fuck that was. But I also live in Atlanta, so am I surprised? No. Okay. Anyway, that happened, that passed, that's over. School started back. We are now week 3 being back in school. We've had a harder time adjusting this semester. For everybody, everybody's had a harder time adjusting. I had a harder time with my schedule. My classes are a little bit more difficult. I'm not doing bad, but like they just are requiring a little bit more of me. Yeah, so it's been a time. So that's the thing. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. And then it's funny because the vlog will already be up when I'm talking about it, but like it was a vlog in December that I was talking about. Like, I'm just getting over all the December content. Like, I've just gotten to January content, and I'll be in February by the time y'all see the January content. It's fine. Anyway, so but the vlog that's going up today or tomorrow, which is a vlog from December, I was like literally talking about like why I don't talk to my birth father, like the specifics of it, and why did I hop on fucking Instagram and this man is sending me boohoo fucking crying ass Instagram messages because like I have him blocked. And like, maybe, just maybe I would have been a little bit more okay, and like maybe I would have cared, like maybe I would have gave a little bit of a fuck to like respond or, you know, whatever, because I've also been having this thing recently where my a lack of paternal relationship is hindering my life a teeny tiny bit in ways that I don't feel comfortable describing. Anyway, so maybe I would have been like a little bit more like, and then both of my birth parents reached out to me on my birthday. That happens every single year. My birth mom texted me and didn't respond to her. He calls me and leaves me a voicemail, and because I have an iPhone, it shows up in my blocked messages, right? Whatever. The washing machine is on, so I'm sorry about the noise. So I would have been like a little bit, I would have probably had like a little bit more lenience. Like maybe it would have been a piece of me that would have been like, you know, Aliyah, maybe he's made some like self-discoveries. But when I read the message, it just reminded me of every part of him that I don't fucking like. Like, that's not being funny. Like, the message really sounded like an ex that like made everything, I don't know, like I don't know, it just sounded weird to me. It rubbed me the wrong way. Everything about it like really disgusted me as a human. And I was like, okay, well, my like auntie, I sent it to her. Like, I sent her the screenshot because I was like, okay, am I being crazy? You know, am I being dramatic? And my auntie is like more sensible than I am. She's 11 years my senior, but like that's my dog, that's my girl. And she is traditionally a little bit more rational than I am sometimes. And so I sent it to her. She knows what she knows, like from start to finish, like growing up together and seeing everything at face value. And she was like, she told me I wasn't being irrational, basically. And I was like, okay, I'm just making sure, I'm just checking. And so I just didn't respond. So that like annoyed the fuck out of me. Okay. I'm also working on a vlog, so I'm like literally trying to keep my eye on the computer. I'm trying to keep my eye on everything. I haven't done anything the past couple days. I've been rotting in the bed. Like, I haven't been completely rotting because I have a lash appointment. I have a lash appointment on Tuesday. So the lashes are looking real sparse, real spare. I know. We're gonna get them done. We actually have some stuff to do this week. I know. We're gonna leave the house because we need to get Chicken Nugget's iPad is broke. I told his dad to drop it off with me or I'll like go pick it up, and I said I would go get it fixed. And it's the same problem we have with the last iPad because he just like yanks the cord out. So we also figured out that there is like a cord protector, like a port protector. So we got a port protector, but for right now, his father said that they are quote unquote ghetto charging it. Do what you will with that information. So I have to do that. I have schoolwork due this week. I have my first test for one of my classes the end of next week. We also need to prep for Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day is this coming weekend. We're doing it on February 3rd, so I have time to like get the content out, like do the cutesy shit, whatever. And I didn't have to worry about like the schedule with anybody's significant others or whatever the fuck they got going on romantically. I just want to see the bitches, okay? So yeah. I did do my hair yesterday because the last time I did my hair was before Christmas, and we have to do it again in February because we have an event in February that my hair needs to be done for, and I kind of am like in between what I want to do with it. I actually probably am going to curl it for that. Maybe, I don't know, but I know I'm going to have fresh hair for that. I went back to dance classes. I think I did talk to y'all about that a little bit. So I'm taking modern and ballet. The first time I just took ballet, and then they introduced modern right after that, and then I took a modern ballet class on the same day. When I tell you my hammies, they hurt. They're on fire. They're on fire. Can y'all see how dry my face is? Hold on. I don't have my light on, but like, yeah, we're gonna take care of that in a second. I didn't do skincare yesterday. I just literally like did my hair and then sat in bed and finished the book. I did finish my book. My first book out the Landry series, which was Ruby by B.C. Andrews. If I remember, Aliyah, try to remember to put that there. So I did finish the first book. I'm starting on the second book, which is A Pearl in the Mist, maybe. And I have 4 out of the 5 books. I do want to get the 5th book. My goal is to finish the whole series before Q1 is over. And I think I can do that. right? we're gonna work. I haven't talked to y'all, so like I'm trying to catch y'all up on everything that's happening because I haven't talked to y'all every day, and it's just so many things going on, and I've just been like, I've been a delinquent like parent with y'all. Like I really have not been hanging out with y'all. I haven't talked to y'all. I do want to go to the store, but it's not necessary, and I feel like I should just wait to go to the store until we have the full. I got all the RSVP stuff. I already got my gift for y'all. Please hold. I already got my gift for Valentine's Day. We have a $50 limit. We are doing like white elephant with the girlies, so we're doing that. But I figured I should wait to go to the store until I have like a complete list, make my grocery list, and do everything kind of like a one-stop shop. And I should probably do that on Wednesday. Valentine's Day is on Saturday. That way I can prep like whatever needs to be prepped starting whatever days. And then I don't know what other scheduling things are gonna be asked of me this week. Maybe, questionably. Also need to deep clean my shower because my shower is the dirtiest that it's ever been in my life, and I need to do that. I feel like I always need to clean my shower. Also, I still like the Youth to the People cleanser, but I'm trying to use this other one that everyone says is like comparable to the Youth to the People. I kind of like the texture of the Youth to the People one more. I'll put both of them on the screen. But I like the texture more, and I also feel like I use less product. I've changed up my skincare a little bit also in like the past couple weeks because my skin, she sounded like sponge. My skin's been sounding like SpongeBob when it was in Sandy's Zone without the damn water thing on. Okay. Alright, let's rinse this shit off. Okay. Do y'all be having soap boogers? Like, your nose isn't running any other time, but when you go to rinse your face out, all of a sudden you have boogers that were like lodged in your brain, and you're like, girl, ain't even no reason for you to act like that. Another product, Lil Naj Cream Skin Serapeptide Toner and Moisturizer. I've added that recently as the toner that I'm using right now. I feel like this is very much a winter toner. When it warms up, because like we had that frost, and I think that frost kind of spiraled me into a level of depression. I think I'm always depressed, but like regular depression I can handle. Seasonal depression, go ahead and lock me up. And that's kind of where I was. So I think that has something to do with it as well. Don't quote me on that though. CosRX, snail mucin. I saw somebody saying like people were using this for dark marks. It's not particularly for dark marks, it's for like overall brightening. So it doesn't really target dark marks. Like it just helps with complexion brightening, and then it's a humectant, so it's good for like the dry skin girls. So that's that. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. Oh, I was gonna do a peel today. I forgot. Whatever. I think I did one this month anyway. These are the Gentle Daily Peels from Dr. Dennis Gross. Yeah, Dr. Dennis Gross. This is the blue one. These are the ultra gentle ones. These are the ones I like the most for my skin type. Because my skin, she's a little sensitive. She's a little, you know, murad. She's a little, wow. You did not have to nut on my hand like that, pumpkin. Just like one pump. What else is going on? Like, he's doing well. School's back in session for him. He went back like the week before the rest of us. And that, listen. Adjustment period. This is the moisturizer I want to use today. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, why not? Y'all, why? So, y'all know I was on a Shea Moisture campaign. Why on that Shea Moisture campaign, I knew they had an antiperspirant. I did not know they had a body deodorant. They have a body deodorant too. And I have to get my hands on it. Like, because I've been wearing their antiperspirant kind of nonstop. And I saw somebody ask me on TikTok and I just hadn't got a chance to find the video or like get back around to commenting. And she was like, oh, is it workout approved? I wasn't working out at the time. I wasn't sweating. I've worn it to dance class two weekends in a row. And I wore it to the class where I took 2 classes back to back. And we were doing great. I was not musty walking out of there. But I usually don't, as long as I'm not here, I usually don't worry about like my underarm being musty. Also, like I sweat, but like I'm not a super underarm sweater. You know where I sweat at, and I feel like everybody has their place, because like when I used to in high school and shit, when we had class, like everyone had their place. We had one girl, love her to death, but she was like a calf sweater. And my place is my back, so I would always wear like backless leotards and stuff so that like I could just air out. That's so nasty. That sounds disgusting, but that's like the first place that I start sweating. I'll sweat a little bit, like, you know, everywhere, and people be like, oh, how does your scalp not sweat? It's just not my sweaty spot. But my back, and that's why I'm trying to grow back my hair in the back of my head, because like during the summer I was sweating on my back, and then also letting my clothes rub against like my sweaty back, and my hair is rubbing against my clothes that are also sweaty because I'm just sweaty, and like it was like ripping my hair out. So is there a patch in the back of my head that is not as full and luxurious as the rest of my hair? Absolutely. Is it growing back? Yes. Did I cut my hair yesterday? Yes. I'll show y'all that in a second. But yeah, so I hadn't got a chance to wear the deodorant. I did not aim to do that. I do not like Aquaphor on my lips because it has Lidocaine in it. Lidocaine? Yes. Lidocaine? Yes. Lidocaine. Lanolin. There it is. It has lanolin in it, and I don't like it on my lips because like it peels the skin off my lips, and I look like one of them kids that like licks the skin off the outside of their lips. I used to do it when I was a kid, so like I'm not talking about nobody. It's me, bitch. The call is coming from inside the house. It's me. Anyway, so I don't like it on my lips, but you know what I do like on my lips? Her. I did just put on deodorant. I don't think you know what it was. You already knew what it was. I do switch out deodorants, but I've just been wearing this one when I'm like in the house specifically, because it's just kind of the first one I gravitate towards right now. I didn't know why. Also, Secret dropped a body deodorant, and I have their body deodorant. I want to do a video like comparing the two, and I'll probably just do a TikTok about it, just talking about like what I like about both, what I don't like about one versus the other one. And who are those people? The men people, Old Spice. Bitch, who? Alright. But Old Spice, they also dropped a body deodorant, and I want to get my hands on it, and I keep saying I'm gonna buy it for my boyfriend. I'm gonna buy it for myself. It doesn't, like, it really don't matter. The packaging, hideous, ugly, absolutely, but the scents were giving like unisex, and it's not like me and my boyfriend don't share products anyway. It's like we don't really care that much, but yeah, I want to try it. And I was only able to find the Secret body deodorant at my local Kroger. I did not see it at like my local Target or CVS or anything. I also think part of me like being, you know, in a dark spot has to do with me falling out of routine. The moment I fall out of routine, go ahead and pack up my serotonin levels and ship them out, bitch, because I'm going to be the worst person that you've ever met when I fall out of routine. So let's put on some eyebrows and stop looking like we don't care about ourselves. My lashes don't look that bad on one side. The other side looks crazy though. This side is okay. It's giving like classic style. This side is giving, I'm not gonna say what it looks like. It could be. But yeah. Oh, but back to the Old Spice. I feel like again, running 1,000,000 miles per hour, relax. And then I did pick up like a bunch of like makeup products. I don't think I showed y'all any of the new makeup stuff, but I've been using this peach pie baby bake from Huda Beauty. I've been using this on my under eye, and I used it for my birthday makeup. Cause why the fuck she eat down like that? She ate that shit now. She put her Gucci in it. Okay, back to Old Spice. But yeah, so Old Spice dropped a body deodorant. I wasn't able to find it at a Target or CVS or anything near me. You know where I did find it? Kroger. Kroger has like they have a very select body care section, but they usually have scents that I can't find in other places. So if you've never looked in your like body care section at your local like Kroger, this is just with Kroger. Publix, I don't feel the same way. Publix usually doesn't have anything super special, at least not the one closest to me. And I only literally go to one Publix. But Kroger, Miss Mama's, she be eating. Also, you know what else I'm doing? I'm taking a teeny tiny little bitty social media break. That is very needed because normally I would take the month of January off, or at least part of the month of January, right? And I didn't do that. I didn't get the fucking chance. So I'm gonna do the thing that I used to do when I was like working full time, where I would just post and get the fuck off the internet. And I miss doing that. I miss not knowing what's going on in the world. And like, I don't mean like real issues. I'm talking about like pop culture shit that like, it does not affect me. It doesn't matter. Is my blood burning? Yes. Please hold. Boom. Anyway. But yeah, I miss not knowing about pop culture shit because like, none of that fucking affect me. Like, I do not know these people. And I know you're like, but Aliyah. But I don't care. I don't care. I don't. And I like not caring. I like not knowing what's going on. I like not seeing everything from everything from everybody. Y'all, why is the battery gonna die? It's because I haven't turned on my blocking camera in 2 weeks. Please hold. I just miss like kind of not being aware of things. That's why I was able to finish my book last night, because I'm just like, you know what? I gotta check out. I really do. I just gotta go back to checking out. Like, I see y'all. You know, I like seeing y'all and I love interacting with y'all, but I don't need to know everything about everybody else. I gotta know shit going on in my life. And I need to go back to that. And I just live my best life when I live like that. When like my little bubble is like my little bubble, like my people, I be having the time of my life. I can't believe I believed everything we had was less. So young and naive of me to think she was. All right. Wow, now my lashes don't look so bad. They still look bad, but they don't look as bad. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, just going back to like kind of just being self-aware to a place that I'm not like overly aware of everything else that's going on, because I don't need to be. I just don't need to be. Y'all want to see my little ball patch? It's great. It's so funny. This is it right here. My little ball patch compared to like here in the middle of my head. I don't know if you can see that very well. That's my little ball patch. And you're like, and I know, why wouldn't you just cut it all? Because the hair at the back of my head can catch up. She 100% can play catch up. And I gave myself a little trim yesterday, so like it's looking good. And I also trimmed, you know, that little back portion so that it's not splitting up the shaft again. It's funny because the back of my hair is just the most like densely packed portion of my hair. I knew I was gonna do this. Look what I did. Because I wrapped my hair wrong. That's okay. So afraid of the little heat. I'm not. But y'all wanna see the back? You wanna see the back? Is it getting long? Hold on. And like it's funny because when I went to like trim it yesterday, I was like, I'm just gonna do a little dusting. Like it's not splitting, but I can see some split ends. And the last time I got a cut was when I got my cut in November, and I was like, I haven't really like trimmed it since then. That wasn't a long time because sometimes I can go like, you know, 4 or 5 months without trimming it and it not looking crazy. But I was just like, I just give it a little touch up, just a little. Because the goal is long, bust down middle part, blunt cut, Morticia Adams. That's the goal. I have on like a house shoe and I keep taking the house shoe on and off because like it's making me too tall for where I have the camera sitting. Anyway, neither here nor there. But yeah. But the goal is like long, middle part, bust down, Morticia Adams. That's what we really want to be. So that's why I went ahead and trimmed it, because I'm just trying to get this little section, and this little section is catching up. Because like if I y'all won't believe me when I say that this little part, because I broke it off during the summer, it was probably like collarbone length. So she's making some growth progress. She's doing her best. I'm very proud of her. Everybody give a round of applause for the back of my head. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thank you. I should have put some heat protectant on. But it's my roots, so maybe because my roots are new, they're okay. Don't be like me. Put some heat protectant on. But it's my roots again. Just don't be like me. Anyway, I'm washing my blankets. And then my washing machine, I mean, not my washing machine, but my dryer was out for a couple of days. So I couldn't wash clothes. It was out for like a week and a half, actually. I say a couple of days, that's being generous. But it was out for like a week and a half. Because I had to get the motor replaced on that. So that was like, and then that was a 2-day process to get fixed. All right, y'all, I also did my edges with like my little flat iron, and I can definitely tell the difference, especially when it comes to the back. I never show y'all the back of my head because showing y'all the back of my head is crazy, but like when it comes to my neck hair, okay, I'm done. And so I just use a small iron to like get my neck hair and get like my edges. When I say my edges, I mean like my scalp. Okay. There's a piece of something in here that I can feel and I can't see it. And then the little color that I did have is growing out. Like it's not in the front of my head at all anymore. Where's the part at where it is? Like, I don't know, you can see it a little bit on camera. That little section. Like, oh, you can see it right there. Because this little part of my hair has been lighter anyway, naturally. So like, this little thing, look how far it's grown out. And I think I did that in like October. So, a little grow out. And it's been over 6 weeks. I've just been scared to try again, but I want to try coloring it again. I'm not going to do it before the thing in February because we have a thing in February that I have to be like nice and fancily dressed, that I have to be like fancily dressed for. So I'm probably not going to do it the next time I wash my hair. But after that, especially because I would like to wear my hair curly a little bit more when it starts getting warm, because I feel like ever since I got a cut, I just like the way my hair is sitting more curly. Like it just looks better since I got a cut. And like bonding treatments, and I just feel that's what I want to do a little bit when it gets more. And that's not saying that I'm not still gonna get straight hair natural. That we're not saying that. She never said that. Don't take that and run with it. I just want to wear it curly a little bit more. And like also I kind of not to be this way, but like when people ask me if I'm wearing my hair straight and I like purposely say like, hey, I'm straight hair natural, woo, woo, and then like someone constantly asks me, hold on, I need some hairspray. Can you see my little spriglets? I don't know if y'all can see that, but like my little spriglets. Give me a second. But yeah, and I'm like, hey, I'm straight hair natural. You ever wear your hair curly? Yeah, when I feel like it. Like, yeah, occasionally. Or I think more so the thing is like, why can't it's not even like do you ever, because like I can understand you being like, oh, you know, how often do you blah 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 blah. It's more so when people are like, well, you should. Don't tell me a motherfucking thing. Actually, factually, don't tell me a goddamn motherfucking thing. But everybody's so pressed. I'm a menace to society. I am. Alright, that's off. Full 360 view. Boom, 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 boom. I feel like I cut so much hair off. Oh, maybe not. Because like my hair was right here. Okay, that's not bad. My hair was right there before I got my cut. Like, this is where my hair was sitting before I got it cut in November. And then after cutting, I only probably took off 1 inch yesterday. Did we grow back all the hair that we cut off? And are the ends looking healthy? Are they looking good? Are we gonna get dressed? Are we gonna put on some clothes? Because I had on these pajamas since yesterday. Okay. It's giving even. It's even. I can tell the little spot where like I don't have any hair in the back of my head. No one else can probably tell, but I can tell. I can tell where there's no hair in the back of my head. Anyway, let's go put on some clothes. I'm gonna meet y'all in the office. Hello. Okay, we're dressed. I just threw on this little two-piece skirt jacket set. I don't think it's cold outside. I'm not really going outside, but like when I don't get dressed, I feel like I have to get dressed. So that's why I actually put on some clothes today. Also, y'all, okay, so I told y'all I was going back to dance class, and like I do not want to open this to be a place to criticize my body, so don't take this as a place to criticize my body, but I'm telling you from a place of like personal criticization that like I've been feeling like a fat, slobbish, nasty, big back, greasy bitch recently in my own body. I don't care about nobody else's body. I would never comment on anybody else's body, whatever, but like I've noticed that I had gained weight since I had stopped working, and it was giving big bag. It was giving greasy hoe. For me, on me, right? I'm short. I'm already like a little thick in the bottom. So it was giving like oompa loompa body for me. And I do have an eating disorder. I don't think I have body dysmorphia. I wouldn't say that, but like just noticing and feeling that I have been gaining weight was crazy. So one of my goals for this year was to go back to dance class. I told y'all, started going back. I'm doing 2 classes. I also do want to pick up Pilates when it gets a little bit warmer because I like early morning Pilates. Like I like it to be like the first thing I do. Dance, I know that I have to go like later in the day, which is fine. But like Pilates, I want to be able to do like a 6-7 o'clock Pilates class again, right? So if I hit you with the dance Pilates combo, yeah. But yeah, so I had just been gaining weight. I wasn't feeling great. I wasn't feeling great about myself, and like my boyfriend hadn't said anything about it, but I was telling him about it, and I just was not feeling great in my skin. So picking up dance, and mind you, I've only been back for 2 weeks, but I've also kind of like fixed my dietary habits a little bit, and I'm wearing this outfit for the first time since I bought it. Only time I've ever worn it was when we went to Flight Club, and I don't know what month that was, like maybe October or something. I have no idea. September. I don't know. It was, I think it was after I moved into here. I don't know. Anyway, but like I saw it in my stomach today that like I'm slimming down a little bit to like my normal whatever, and like I don't weigh myself because I've had a I don't feel comfortable weighing myself, and I don't feel comfortable like just being within that range of like knowing my numbers, because it can send me into a spiral really bad really quickly. And I can say that it has happened like in my adult life. I think the last time I went into a bad spiral was when I was like 25. That's when I was living in the townhouse. 25 for sure, or 24 25. That's probably the last time I went to a really bad spiral. And so I don't lean as much on numbers as like how I look, how I feel, and like the clothes that make me the most comfortable. When I stop feeling comfortable in dresses and skirts, when I feel like it's giving too much of a big back in dresses and skirts for me on my body, that's when I'm like, all right, bitch, I don't know about that. So I was able, like, I see myself like slim down a little bit, and like I don't know how comfortable and how deep I'll get into like really talking about it, as far as like, you know, what I see difference in myself, because again, I do not want to open this as a place. This is not a place to come criticize my body, because if you come criticize my body and then I turn around and I go find your mama, or I go find you on some other social media, and then I'm calling you out your name, I don't start crying in. Don't start crying in. So if we're gonna make this a safe space, make this a safe space all across the board, and don't get beside yourself. I highly recommend. Thanks. Okay. But yeah. So the movement, adding more movement into like my daily schedule, because I am at home now, I'm a lot more sedentary. I'm sitting down a lot more and like laying down and like, you know, sitting in front of a computer, not doing a bunch of shit, especially because it's fucking cold. And then I wouldn't say I was eating terribly, but I wasn't eating great either. So I think that played a role in it as well. And I've just trying to be more conscious of it, and like again, not revert back to like eating disorder habits, but like go back to some of the rules of thumb that I had to abide by when I was recovering from my eating disorder. Yeah, so we gonna make this safe space across the board. Anyway, let's talk about the book that I finished. A little book talk. If you do not want to hear about it, or if you want to read the book, and you like, I'm going to spoil all the things to be spoiled in this book. And trigger warning, I'm gonna talk about everything that's in this book. If you know VC Andrews, if you've ever known her as an author, if you've ever seen Flowers in the Attic, read Flowers in the Attic, then you kind of already know the general gist, because that's a lot of her themes. Some say and all the things. So if you don't want to hear about it, go ahead and skip forward. I will not be offended. Yeah. Anyway, so this is Ruby by VC Andrews. It's from the Landry series. This is book 1 of 5. I finished this last night, and then I started on book 2. Okay. So, synopsis. So Ruby is a teenage girl. I think she's like 14, 15 at the start of this book or something. She's a teenage girl who was living in the back swamps of like Louisiana. I think it's like Haroma or something. I don't know Louisiana well enough to tell you even though I should know a little bit more, but we're not gonna talk about that. But she's living with her grandmere, Catherine. Ruby knows her mother passed away when she was born, and she's living with her grandmere, Catherine, and she lives with her grandmere, Catherine. Her mother passed away when she was born. She knows that much. And then her grandpeer, Jack, lives in like, he's not allowed in the house. He lives in like an outhouse, little swamp situation outside the house. And she knows that grandmere Catherine kicked her out. Okay, so I'm just gonna say Catherine, Jack, Ruby. Okay, boom. Like, he's not allowed in the house. Like, he can't live in the house. He's like a dirty old drunk. Okay. She knows that her grandmere Catherine and grandpa Jack, these are her maternal grandparents, were together at one point. She doesn't know why he got kicked out of the house. So she's just growing up in the swamp, going to school, and teenage girl, adolescence, she gets like her first like little boyfriend situation. He's this guy named Paul. He's a wealthier family in the swamp, like older generation, older money, and like she's like dirt poor, right? And grandmere Catherine is like, I don't really I ain't really fucking with it. Like, I don't not like Paul, but his parents not gonna like you because they're gonna call you a poor little swamp girl. So maybe not. But her and Paul like continue their relationship, and like grandmere Catherine still giving her the side eye, and like she can't really put her finger on it why grandma Catherine is like that. But her and Paul continue to go on dates. They're very cutesy, very lovey, and they're not doing the do, right? And then Paul takes her on a date to go into town because they live on the outskirts, and they went into town to go to a soda shop. Come to find out, grandpeer Jack is getting kicked out of a bar, and they have to take grandpeer Jack back to his swamp, take a boat back to the swamp, get him like back into the house because he's like he's like shit-faced drunk. Take him back. Her and Paul still spending time together, and then grandmere Catherine is like, hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. She's like, I haven't told you the whole truth about your mom, and I know there are a lot of secrets that I've been hiding. I haven't been telling you everything. So let me start telling you a little bit more. She was like, you know, it's not that I don't like Paul, because and then her grandmere Catherine is also like a treater. She's like, they're white, so I don't think they can do voodoo. It's another word for it. So she's like a holistic treater, right? And she's like, it's not that I don't like Paul. It's not that I don't fuck with Paul. I think Paul is a very nice young man, but he's your half brother. Paul is slightly older than Ruby, by like a year or something. He's your half brother. And she's like, excuse me, what? And she's like, hey, your mom, yeah, she like, niggas love her. She's great, right? She was great when she was alive, and she doesn't know who her dad is yet. Like, they told her a story that her dad was some city slicker that her mom met at a party, got her pregnant, he never knew. Anyway, boom. So she was like, yeah, Paul's your half brother. Your mom got seduced by his daddy, who was actually married to like the lady that he thinks is his mom, right? She got seduced. And she had him, but they took the baby from her because like she was a poor lady in the swamp, and they were like, we're just gonna tell people that, you know, she was pregnant. We just didn't see her. Like, y'all just didn't see like his mom, Paul's mom, like real mom or fake mom, pregnant. We're just gonna tell them that like we just didn't know that she was like, you know, we're just gonna make up a lie, but we're gonna come take the baby because our baby's not gonna grow up here. Like, that's it. His name's Paul Tate, or that's a Tate baby. We're gonna come snatch that right up. So that's how Paul ended up living with like his like actual father, and then his, what would I guess that would be a stepmom. Yeah, stepmom. And she's like, she's horrified. She can't tell Paul either, because she was like, don't tell Paul because Paul's gonna hate his father, but you gotta stop talking to him because I'm scared y'all gonna fuck. She's like, I'm scared y'all not gonna fuck. She ain't say that, but that's what she's implying. Cause like they were ooey gooey lovey. Okay, that's your half brother. So get up off that, go find another nigga. So Ruby makes an excuse to Paul and is like, I just cannot see you anymore. He basically calls her a whore. He's like, it's because you're seeing other niggas. You're seeing other niggas. And then he starts dating this other girl. Her name's Suzette, who's like the richest girl in the bayou or something. And he's like side-eyeing Ruby all the time and like kind of being mean to her. Like, very nasty breakup, very tragic. But he doesn't know why. Like, because the excuse that she gave was kind of like real open-ended. It's just like, you know what, Paul, I just can't see you. And she's like, he's like, it's because you don't love me. And she's like, no, it's not because I don't love you. Like, I don't want you to think that I just like, she doesn't give any real reason, just kind of like, you know, whatever. So I can see where he's coming from and I can see where she's coming from. So she didn't tell him at the time, right? Things are going. Grumpier comes along every now and again to like drop off some money. And Ruby's also an artist. So like her and her grandma, they have a little roadside store. So during the week they prepare the roadside store and they make like gumbo and they like weave like stuff. I don't know what you weave. They weave items, tapestries, I don't fucking know. But they weave like items to sell at the roadside thing. And then Ruby also paints and she has this beautiful artistic talent. And you know, one day guy comes along and he's like, oh my god, your art is so beautiful, like let me buy it, I'm gonna put it in my gallery in New Orleans. And her grandmother Catherine wants, so her grandma is like so persistent about her like doing her art, continuing her art, because she's like, I just know you're gonna end up in, like, you're gonna end up in New Orleans. Like, you know, when you get out of the swamp, you're going to New Orleans. You're going to New Orleans. Why kids New Orleans? Ew, girl. Anyway, she's like, you're going to New Orleans. She's like, you're gonna have a gallery in New Orleans. Your art's gonna be seen by the people in New Orleans. And like her grandma just kept talking about New Orleans. She was like, girl, I ain't never even been to New Orleans. What the fuck is we talking about? But she was like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna do the art. I'm a bad bitch, shaped like a Barbie. I'm sorry. Anyway, so a guy comes along from the roadside stand and he tells Ruby, he's like, oh my god, your pictures are so beautiful. Like, let me see what the fuck they talking about. Let me take some of these to New Orleans. I'm gonna give you some money for them. Woo woo. And so he pays her like $50, and like normally they're making like shillings, bitch. They're making like, you know, $3-5, maybe 10. 10 sound like a lot. And so I think she was trying to sell the painting for like $5 originally. He's like, no, take some more money. Yeah, get some more money. Okay. And so her photos end up, or her pictures, her paintings end up in a gallery in New Orleans, and then one of them sells and he comes back and he's like, hey, one of your paintings sold, here's $250 for this painting that sold, because that's how much it sold for. And she's like, oh my god. And Grammy or Catherine, even though they're dirt poor, that lady puts the money away for her. Like, they needed to spend that money on other stuff during the time, but she puts that money away from her because she fucking knew. I fuck through and through. She a real nigga. Love her. So boom. So going on about it, keep continuing on, and then I'm trying to remember the order. Drag this one off. I'm trying to remember the order. What house? And then grandma goes on like healing missions. Ooh. Summer comes. It's hot as fucking fuck. People don't come to Louisiana in summer. You come in the spring. You come during crawfish season, for real, right? I'm saying come. I don't live in Louisiana. I live in Georgia, girl. Anyway, but summer comes. Shit is getting hard. Everything dirt poor. The tourists are not coming. It's fucking hot. Grandma she started getting, like, the age is starting to catch up with her. And like, you know, when you can tell that people's days are numbered, she just started to see her days were numbered. Like, every time she went on like a treater mission, you could see it on her that it was just taking a toll on her body. She was like sleeping later on in the day. She wasn't cooking as much. She was just like, the age started to catch up with her. Like, she kind of knew her days were numbered. Anyway, so what happened after that? I've been reading this book for like since the beginning of the year or something. Okay, boom. So that's happening, that's going on. And then Ruby had like, her grandma has this like huge chest where she keeps like all her secrets. Like, it's this chest that her grandmother's father made her. So her one time great, yeah, one time great, her great grandfather made for her grandmother when she was a child, and she keeps it chest, and it has like all her silks. Like, sometimes when it get real bad, she goes sell her shit, but it's always filled to the top, and like, she always got a backup plan, right? She goes in there one day looking for something that her grandma Catherine like asked her to go find, and she's like, it's real empty, real bare. Where all the shit at that used to be in here? Because like, she didn't know how hard it had gotten. No, bitch, they didn't have no shit. Like, they had a handmade ass house, and like, the times were hard, and it was hot. It was hot summer. It was a hot summer day, and so going along, and then she's going through the drawers, woo, woo, and then she comes across like some pictures of like her great grandfather that she had never seen before, pictures of like her grandpa Jack when he was little, him just still being, he's just kind of there, he's just a drunk old fuck, like, ooh, anyway, and then she comes across a picture of a girl that looks exactly like her, with a tall, dark-haired man in front of a big mansion. And her mom's name, her birth mother's name is Gabrielle, or Gabriella, whatever. And she comes across the photo, and she's looking at the picture because she's like, I do not know this man. I have never seen this man before in my life. She's like, I've never seen this man before in my life. Who the hell is this man? And she was like, the picture of her was like, she was like 6'7" in the photo, and she's like, this has to be me. Like, nobody else got my face. Like, who the hell is this? I have never seen. Who is this? And she looked at that picture, she looked at herself, and she's like, who the fuck is this? She was like, I would have remembered if I would have been with this rich nigga. Who is he? Who is he? Anyway, so she finds a picture, she takes the her grandma whatever she asked for, and then she takes her the picture, she's like, who is he? Where were we? And then her grandma's like, oh shit. She's like, I got some more secrets for you. Buckle up, bitch. So she's like, I know that looks like you. That's not you. That's your twin sister. So, you know how I told you, like, the story about, like, you know, your dad didn't know who you were? He doesn't, but, like, let me tell you the whole story. So, basically, after the first child was born, like, her mom kind of became like a swamp fairy, which I absolutely love. Like, the birds and the fucking alligators and shit just loved her in the swamp. She used to spend all the time in the swamp and shit and just minding her fucking business. Her grandparent Jack, his thing is to take like tourists around and like take them hunting or like fishing and stuff in the areas, because like he knows the land very, very well, right? And he's like, okay. And she's like, what the fuck? Okay, what the fuck they gotta do with anything? She was like, well, one time these guys from the city came, a son and a father, like older age. They were like adults at the time. And the son started to like fall in love with your mother. Okay, he loved that lady dirty draws. He loved her so damn bad. And it's like, okay. But she was like, he was different because like Gabriella, after like Big Tate, like Daddy Tate came along and like swooped up and took her kid from her after he was like on some finagling ass shit, she wasn't really fucking with the niggas anymore. But like she was like, this one, she liked him a lot. They spent a lot of time together. Like he would come down by himself, woo woo woo. And she was like, but he was married. Sound like my birth mom. Anyway, that lady will never rest in peace. I know her eyeball be twitching. Anyway, and so they would spend a lot of time together. One day popped up, Ruby's mom didn't even have to tell grandma. Like grandma was like, I just know you pregnant, bitch. I just know you pregnant. And I guess like her dad, like her birth father, had made all these promises. Like he was gonna run away with her. He was gonna take care of the kids, even though he couldn't leave, because he was from a really wealthy family in New Orleans. Like he had like, you know, that family pride bullshit they got going on, whatever the fuck that is. And so he was like, you know, I'll send money. And then come to find out,
Grandpere Jack, so he's still living at the house at this time. So this was when Ruby was like little. So he's still living in the house at this time. Come to find out, Grandpere Jack, her paternal grandfather, and then her dad were conspiring to basically sell the baby. And Grandmere, she noticed, she was like, oh, this bitch getting real big. She bigger than the first time. Oh, she's having twins, but she ain't say nothing. And so she found out about the sale that Grandpere Jack had made, that he was selling the baby because he thought it was only one baby. And so Gabrielle goes into, she goes into labor, has the baby, and the first baby comes out, and Grandpere Jack like runs out to give them, like they're all like, the niggas are waiting outside in the limo to like take the baby because they had conspired a story to make it seem like her birth father's wife was like the carrier of the kid. Here's the child, blah 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 blah, all that bullshit. And he like hands off the baby, gets his money, goes back. Like I said, he's a drunk, so like he's a drunk and he has a gambling problem. That nigga will sell you if you're not grounded to the fucking floor, literally, and you'll find out in a second. And so he comes back in the house. They drove off. They made their transaction, and she's in labor with the second baby, which is Ruby. We'll find out what happened to the first one later. She's in labor with the second baby, which is Ruby. He's like, why did you tell me there were two of them? Woo, woo, woo. And like tries to like rip, like after she has the baby, tries to like rip the baby out of the mother's hands to like give the baby to the well-to-do family. Their last name is Dumas. Give the baby to them. Grandma Catherine already had, she was a real nigga. Oh, she was real. She already had it. She already knew what type of time he was on. She was like, you lying dirty fuck. And she smacked his ass with a pan and he was unconscious, right? But like when Gabrielle found out like what was happening and like how her father had already conspired to sell the babies, her second baby, like she kind of like stopped taking care of herself, and she was literally just making it through the pregnancy just to like have the kids. Like she was just kind of, she was a shell of herself. She was like, I'm never gonna get to like have my babies, I'm never gonna get to keep my babies, like. And she wanted her kids to grow up in the swamp and like know the swampland and blah blah blah. And she once she found out that that was just not the case, and she didn't know she was having two babies either, she was just like a shell of herself. So she, like, you just saw like the baby's getting bigger, but she was just kind of like, she was just there. Anyway, so grandma smacked his ass with a pan, unconscious. Second baby came along, woo, whatever. And then the mother passed away. Like she was just kind of, it just took too much out of her. And then when grandpa woke up, she was like, get your shit, get the fuck up out of my house. I don't care where you go, you can go to hell actually. And that's how he ended up in the swamp. And Ruby never knew that. That's how she found out the story of how he ended up in the swamp too. So she was like, I have a twin sister. Oh my fucking God. Like, wow. And she was like, that's why you have, grandma was like, that's why you have to promise me, like, sorry. Grandma was like, yeah, that's why you have to promise me that like if anything happens, you're going to New Orleans. Don't keep you here. Don't stay in this goddamn swamp. Take your ass to New Orleans, right? Boom. So that's going on. And then grandma dies. Like Ruby could see it coming. Like you could see the things, but like grandma passes away. And like she knew she was passing away because grandma told her to go get, I'm gonna cry. Grandma told her to go get the priest. She like literally ran to the priest. Like you could see like the kind of life draining out of her. By the time she made it back with the priest, she was gone. So she passes away, and then her grandparent Jack is her only like living family in the swamp that knows about her, and vice versa. So she so he moves his nasty, trifling, dusty, dirty ass into like the house they were living in that they kept very prim and proper. Like he's a dirty fuck, okay? He don't be combing his hair, he be caked up with mud. Like it's fine if you go fishing and shit, but he's just dirty. He's dirty, and he stank. And so, and grandma also has two best friends. We love them ladies, okay? We love them down yet. Love them. And anyway, so grandma passes, grandpa Jack hears, He moves back into the house. Paul comes around because he found out, and then Ruby like finally tells him like, you know, I don't want you to think that like I stopped talking to you because I didn't love you or blah blah blah. Here's the real story. And he's just in disbelief. He's like, I do not believe that shit. Like, I gotta ask about it. Like, I really do not fucking believe that shit. What are you talking about? Not like he's like, I don't think your grandma will lie to you, but like maybe she got it confused, like, cause what the fuck. She's like, no, my grandma wouldn't lie to me. She was like, okay, go ask your dad. Don't ask your mom, because like whatever, but go ask your dad. And so he finally asked him, and he's so upset. He's so sad. He's so flustered. He's like, you're my sister. And then he is like, but I can't love anybody else but you. I don't give a fuck if you are my sister. I love you, bitch. I love you, bitch. And so she's like, no, like, this is fucking incest. Even if you are my half brother, like, this is fucking incest. We got the same mammy. I love you too, but I'm glad I didn't see your dick. And so that happens. Funeral comes along, all the things are happening. Paul's still coming around. They're not like, you know, dating, but like he's still coming around. He's still like enticed with her. They still really love each other. And then one night, Paul sneaks into the house because he's like, I can't sleep. Like, I just found out too much information. That was after he found out. Like, it was confirmed. His dad confirmed it with him, and his dad's like, don't tell your mom that you know, because like blah, 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 blah. And Paul like sneaks into the house, and he's just like, oh my god, I'm just so distressed. I'm just so distraught. In the middle of the night, grandpa's downstairs, drunk fuck, and he's just so sad, boohoo, crying, whatever. And then they get a little touchy-feely. I don't know like what first, second, and third base are, but like her titty was out. I don't know what first, second, and third base are, but her titty was out. Do with that information what you will. And so they made it to whatever base when your titties is out. I'm sorry, I don't have any decorum. Anyway, so they're there, and then all of a sudden, drunk ass, passed out ass grandpa, he showed up in the doorway, and he's like, what's going on here? And he knows about the tape boy thing. And like, she's trying to resist, but like she also is like, I'm so lonely, I am so sad, like I really don't have anybody. Like, grandpa is like an old fucking drunk fart, like. And so she was kind of vulnerable. They were both kind of vulnerable. Like, I'll give them that, you know. Sorry. They were both kind of vulnerable, whatever. Her titties is out. He's like, what's going on in here? And he's like, you know what? Tape boy, get the fuck out of my house. And he's like, you, Ruby, you're old enough. There are girls your age that are already married with kids. So let me go find you a nigga. And she's like, no, like, I'm in school, bitch. That's not what I'm trying to do. Like, that's not the type of time I'm on. He's like, I don't care what you said. Then she, like, you know, goes minding her business. She sees Paul the next day. They end up on a boat together, blah, blah, blah. And then she comes back to the house, and her grandparent has some old nigga in the house. Mind you, Ruby's like 15, 16, I think, at this point. In the first book, she's like 15, 16, then she's 16, 17. And then this is her senior year, so like, yeah, in the second book. And so she comes in the house, it's some old, he like 30 something, big, nasty looking, okay, nasty looking. And she's like, oh, I know who he is. Like, he's one of the, like, he's a wealthy family too, boo, boo, boo. And her grandpa and that man sitting there, like, talking chit chat and being just like dirty, nasty old fucks. And she's like, he's like, oh, introduce yourself to woo, 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 blah, 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 blah. And she was like, hey, I know who you are. Okay, anyway, anywho. And then he started being weird, and she's like, oh, this the nigga you think I'm gonna marry. You're wrong. You got me fucked up. But don't even worry about it, bitch. And so she's like, I'm not marrying him. She runs upstairs. She leaves. The almost husband guy, I think his name was like Bart or something. I don't know. He was fat, nasty. And he leaves. And grandpa comes up, and he's like, she's like packing her shit, because she's like, you know what? Oh, and then when grandpa moved into the house, he thought he was about to find the money Like, he was like, your grandma always has money laying around here. Like, even when times are hard, she always keeps extra money. Like, I don't know if she got it hidden in the backyard, but I'm gonna find it. He's like ripping up floorboards. He is tearing that house apart to find the money. Ruby, she saw this shit and she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have shit. Like, we had a hard summer. She had went to him to ask him to bring some money. He was having a hard summer too. There's no money in this motherfucker. But she still has her money from the art because the girl married Catherine. That's my girl, that's my lady. She hid the money and Ruby saw what he was doing and like how he was acting, and she was like, I'm gonna go move my money. I'm gonna put that shit in my room. Like, I'm gonna go fucking like hide it. He not gonna think that Grandma Catherine will put some shit in my room because I'm really being sincere that we don't have any extra money. Like, you know, whatever. And he doesn't know about the art money. And I'm glad she didn't tell him about the art money because she almost told him one time, and like he had came to try to borrow money from Grandmere before she passed away. That's how he was being, that's how much of a broke ass he was. Anyway, fast forward back to the husband thing. So Grandpierre Jack comes upstairs and he's like, you embarrass me, and like, you can run around the tape boy, but you think you can't get married, you think you're too good to get married. And he sees her like, she wasn't packing her bag, but she had a little bag in the corner. He saw the little bag in the corner. He was like, oh, you think you're gonna fucking leave? You're gonna fucking leave, bitch! Think you're making it the fuck out of here alive? And he like shackles her to the damn bed, like shackles her ankle to the fucking bed. And she's like screaming, crying, spitting, throwing up. And she's like, oh, I really gotta get the fuck up out of here. And then that's the moment where she realized that her Grandpierre Jack is just the nastiest, fucking most trifling piece of shit, old fart, dirty dick, everything. He's nasty. Wish that the worst. And he was basically trying to sell Ruby into the marriage, like, and the guy Bart who wanted to marry her, he was like, oh, she already has attitude, like, you better be happy. I like a little feist in my women, woo, woo. But I need to test drive the car before I marry her. He was like, if you leave her with me tomorrow night, like, I'll give you an extra $1,000 or whatever the fuck he said. He was trying to sell her. You're insane. You're out your mind, actually. And so he like shackles her to the bed, but he was like in a drunk rage, so he shackled her to the bottom of the bed. She was like boohoo crying, tearing up, woo, and she didn't know what to do. And she had her money, she had her little backpack, and then she was like, wait, because he shackled me to the bottom of the bed, bitch, let me try to lift this bed up and get this fucking thing off my damn ankle. Let me get the fuck up out of here. And she was like, I gotta wait till he nice and drunk and like passed out for the night. So she figures it out, gets loose, runs off to the bus station, goes to New Orleans because she knows that her dad is living in New Orleans. I don't know if I said that, but her dad's living in New Orleans with his family. And she was like, I don't know what I'm even looking for. I got a picture in a dream, bitch. So she gets on the bus. She meets this lady named Annie Gray. We'll talk about Annie Gray later and whatever. She ends up finding her father's address in the phone book and she goes to the house. It's Mardi Gras. Or she's trying to go to the house, she has the address in her hand, and then some strangers come up. And like, if you've ever been like during Mardi Gras, it's not as big now, but like a lot of people wear costumes and like masks. And like this particular time, it was like masquerade, whatever. So these strangers roll up and they're like, hey, get in. She's a little stupid. She's not a little stupid, she's a little naive. I'm saying this, I would have done some shit like this too, like, coming from where I came from, I would have been on the same type of shit, being perfectly honest. Like the same level of shelter that I would have been on the same shit. I get it. But I'm gonna call her stupid a lot when we get to these portions, okay? So she made it to New Orleans, Mardi Gras, masquerade. Some strangers told her, hop in, like, come to the parade with us and we'll take you to where you need to go. And she's like, okay. And then the guy is like, okay, they shared a little soda, they shared a little shrimp po' boy. She was like, okay, I'm safe, I'm cool. She never saw his face. And then she's like, okay, I really need to get going. Like, I really need to get to the house before it gets too late. Like, I'm ready to get the fuck up out of here. Okay? And he's like, okay. They're walking through, like, alleys. It's getting darker. The music is getting quieter. And you know where it's gonna go. He got her in the alley and he tried to, you know what, but some people came along and like interrupted him, so whatever. But like, he did get her undressed. She was still shaking, stirred up. And then she ended up finding a cop. The cop, she was like, hey, I need to get to this address, can you help me? Cop was like, yeah, take this streetcar, it'll take you to woo. Here's where you get off. She was like, okay. Streetcar took her. Gets there. She gets to the street. She's walking. She finds the house. And she's standing outside the house. And she about to bitch out. She about to pussy out. Where you gonna go if you pussy out, bitch? Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? Nowhere. And so a red sports car pulls up and tall blonde guy hops out. And mind you, she has a twin sister. And he's like, oh, Giselle, like, I'm late. And she's like, oh, that's her name. What the fuck is you? But I'm not her. And he just thought she was like playing like the masquerade role and blah blah blah. He's like, oh, you're playing like a little poor girl masquerade. This camera battery is gonna die too. So she's like, I'm not Giselle. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. And then she kind of tells him like part of the story, being like, hey, I'm her twin sister. She doesn't know that I exist. But she didn't tell him the whole thing, right? And he's like, oh, she's gonna fucking, like, that bitch in there, she gonna fucking hate this because she grew up in this household. She is a bratty little whore ass fucking bitch. I fucking hate her ass too. But we'll talk about that later. So he's like, okay, come on, bitch. She's like, no, I'm not ready. And he's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna run? Because if you run, I'll go in there and tell him. Fuck. Bring your ass on. Come on, bitch. So he walks in, and like her stepmother and father are not there, but like the butler answers the door and it's like, oh, monsieur. And he was like, Giselle, I just saw it. Like, he was like, Mademoiselle Giselle, like, I just saw you. And he's like, oh, this isn't Giselle. That's our twin sister. And he's like, and so I think he goes to like get their parents, like the girl's parents, to, you know, go through this whole system. I think Giselle was introduced to them before, but like she didn't know the whole story, and she was like being a crying, whiny bitch. And then so the parents get back because they had already went to the Mardi Gras, the masquerade ball, and Giselle and what is his name? They're going too. And so the parents come. And the dad he's ecstatic. He's so happy. He's like, I did not know it was two of you. They come up with this plan of like how they're gonna introduce her to society and blah, 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 blah. The stepmom, because she already knew like, you know, about the first one, and you know, it took her 15, 16, however many years to get the first one going. She's like, oh, I hate this bitch. It just like re-unlocked a bunch of things. And like I kind of feel for her. I really genuinely do feel for her. But she was also a raging bitch, which that lady the worst, all in all. So pick your side. And so they introduce her to society, introduce her to Giselle, and she wants to be Giselle's friend so bad. She's like, I've always wanted a sister. I grew up by myself, like blah 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 blah. And Giselle is a ruthless, raggedy ass, hateful ass hoe. She's a terrible person. And she, no matter what she did to Ruby was trying so hard to just be her friend. And Giselle's the older one. So just to also, but Ruby was trying so hard to like be her friend, make her like her. And she was like doing her best. And then Giselle kept doing shit and then getting Ruby in trouble, of course, duh. And then she started school with Giselle, and like everybody at school liked her, and like she fucking hated that shit too. And she was trying to be like a rude bitch with that. And she was like, okay, well, come to a sleepover with me and my friends. Okay. She's like, okay, like maybe we are making some leeway, whatever. Something else happened that she was a bitch to her before that too. But she was like, Giselle was like, come to a sleepover with me and my friends. She was like, okay. Ruby goes to sleepover, and Giselle's friends are like, hey, let's go dress up in my great grandma's old clothes. And they all said, yeah, like they have been doing it before. And she's like, okay. Ruby's like, okay. And the friend, her name is Claudine, she like passes everybody an outfit, and she's like, yeah, everybody go get dressed and we'll meet downstairs. Ooh. Ruby goes in the room to get dressed, the room that Claudine fucking gives her. So she's a trifling bitch too. Goes in the room to get dressed, and she hear a camera flick, and you know they got like, I think this is placed in like the 1940s or 1960s maybe. And some niggas hop out the closet as she's like undressed and have a picture of her. And this is like a Friday night. It's sick. It's very sick behavior. So She runs out screaming, crying. She don't want to talk to that bitch Giselle. Giselle and like all her little raggedy ass friends think that shit is so fucking funny. And like, not she should have known better, because like she's literally never been in these situations. Like she didn't have a bunch of like girlfriends growing up, and that's just not some shit that you would be like, the fuck. But she was very trusting, okay? And so that happened. Giselle got fucking drunk, and well, Giselle stole some rum from her parents' liquor cabinet, and got drunk and got sick, and then she blamed Ruby for it. Ruby's like, I don't even know where the fuck the liquor cabinet is, bro. I've been here 3 days. Like, what the fuck? And Giselle wanted to pretend to be each other, like, so that she could get away with like finagling one of her boyfriend's friends that he was bringing along to meet Ruby, because I guess she noticed off rip that like her boyfriend actually liked Ruby more, and she's a nasty trifling bitch. Anyway, so Ruby went home like early that night from the party, and Giselle just kept doing stuff. So fast forward, still being a trifling bitch to her. The mom's a trifling bitch to her. Like, the stepmom's a trifling bitch to her. And, like, Giselle doesn't know about her real mom yet because they hadn't told her. And which part do I want to tell y'all? I feel like I'm giving y'all a whole... This is the synopsis, baby. This is the synopsis, okay? And so... stepmom's being a bitch to her, whatever. People are coming around because they're so enticed with the story. The story that they told was like that they didn't tell anybody about Ruby when Giselle was told about. They didn't tell anybody about Ruby with Giselle because Ruby had been stolen, and they didn't know if they were gonna get her back, and they just thought it would be easier on the family. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, they go to school. Pictures get brought around the fucking school. I think that shit is so fucking funny. They get in trouble. The mom gets mad at Ruby because Ruby, she just don't speak up for herself either. Like, she's very nice, very naive, but she's not speaking up for her fucking self and being like, no bitch, that's not what happened. Like, she's trying to protect Giselle because she really wants Giselle to like her. She really wants to be sisters. She really wants to be friends. Anyway, so Giselle and B break up, and then Giselle starts hanging with the other guy who was there when they got drunk, and she was finagling with him when she was pretending to be Ruby. Saying, because they're all like Cajun, because Cajun girls are swamp girls, and then the Creole girls are the city girls, I guess. They're supposed to be the city girls. She's like, Cajun girls are just like, they're so fast. Like, the girls from swamp are so fast. Like, they're all little whores. She's like, let me show you how I'm a whore. When she was being Ruby, and Ruby's like, bitch, I ain't never even seen no dick. What did you talking about? What you talking about? Because you ain't talking about nothing. And so her and B break up. B starts like feeling Ruby. Ruby is still doing her art thing. Her dad like invested like money to get her like a professional art teacher. And then her and B like get into a school play, and they're supposed to be practicing their lines. He is like, oh my god, your art is so good. She's like, draw me like your naked girls in Paris. And she's like, I don't not want to. I have never seen a man naked before in my life. Like, please relax. And he's like, no, bitch. And just starts to get naked. She's like, whoa. And then they fuck. That was one of the situations where like, I was like, oh, this bitch better not be pregnant. All I know is this hoe better not be pregnant. Oh, you just better not be pregnant. Just don't get pregnant. That's all I got. Anyway, so that happens, but she like also drew the picture, and so some time passes. Oh, and then running back, so Annie Gray, the girl that Ruby met on the bus, like she told about her whatever. Annie was like, yeah, I'm going to New Orleans to like live with my aunt. She sings, and like she's gonna give me a job singing too. Blah blah blah. She also does voodoo, and Ruby is like, oh my god, like that's so cool, like that's so nice. They end up going to spy on like this place called Storyville, which is like the red light district, and then they see a lady coming out the house, And the lady is Annie Gray. Annie Gray's like, oh, Ruby! And this is with Giselle, B's friend, and Ruby. And she's like, oh, Ruby, bitch, what's up? And blows Ruby's cover, like, and they're all like, bitch, you know a prostitute? There's nothing wrong with sex workers, right? But they're all looking at her nasty, and they're like, a prostitute? Yeah. And so after the party, mind you, Ruby didn't tell her parents like what had happened at the party. And so after the sleepover, when she went home early, she was just like, my stomach was hurting. Ooh. Giselle stays out for like 2-3 days, comes back like the night before school, and then she tells her parents, she's like, she knows a prostitute. And they're like, what? Ruby is like, I really don't know her that much. Like, we rode the bus together. And like, because they don't know her well either, like, they're like, bitch, you could have been a teen prostitute. Like, you could have been selling that on, like, in Corona, wherever it is. She's like, no, I really met her on the bus. Like, she helped me find the address. And they're like, you told her where we live? That's whore! This is not a whorehouse! And Giselle is just making everything worse and bad. And like, Ruby is like, you know what? I really don't even give a fuck anymore. And then what happened at school? Something happened at school that made, the picture. And then the picture thing, when it started getting around, Giselle was just being such a, And so Ruby like went home screaming, crying. And then the service people in the house, like the butler and stuff, one of them, the lady who works in the kitchen, her name's Mina. Miss Mama's she's into voodoo. We love a girl. We love the girls. We love the witches. And she was like, come with me. She took her to the current voodoo queen. And she was like, hey, she needs some help because her sister's a bitch. And she was like, let me help you out. And then a couple days passed, whatever. And Giselle and the B's friend, who she's now dating, were like in the car, and Giselle and the guy, his name's Martin. Giselle and Martin tried to get like Ruby in the car with them, and she was like, no, like they were like smoking. And she's like, no, like I'm walking home, I'm good. I'm good. I ain't even get that shit. And then by the time she makes it home, they got into a car accident, killed Martin, paralyzed Giselle from the waist down, and she was like, oh my God, it's all my fault because I went to the Voodoo Queen. And Voodoo Queen is like, it's not your fault. Like, that girl lets the devil like play with her heart, so there's the space for it, you know? And then also because of the whole picture thing, like families didn't want to be associated with her, and like B couldn't really see her, like they couldn't continue their relationship for real because like all of that had occurred. That timeline may be a little fuzzy, but like I know that the paralyzation happened, right? And then Ruby, she goes to see Giselle and she's crippled, and instead of being like, you know, this should make you a better person, she's like, oh my God, it's my fault because I went to a voodoo queen about you. And like her stepmom especially doesn't believe in voodoo, and she's like, I went to a voodoo queen about you. Why the fuck would you tell her that? Why would you tell her that? Like she was just making me so angry. She just made me so angry. Just screaming. And Giselle's like, oh my God, I'm gonna hold this over you forever. Like, bitch, when I say jump, you say how high and how long to stay in the fucking air. Like, cause she shouldn't have fucking told her that part. And she, like, afterwards, she was like, why the fuck did I say that? Basically. And so time goes on, and then the dad is like super sad. He goes through like these depressive states and whatever, and he's like extra sad. He's like, I feel like everything is happening because of like the sins that it's karma on me because of the shit that I did. And so he also has a brother. The brother, they don't see the brother, and the brother is like mentally disabled because of an accident that happened. And the dad be like crying about that shit all the time, and like Ruby didn't know like he's in a home, blah 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 blah. He's still alive, but like he just, you know, whatever. So the stepmom takes Ruby to the home because she's like, hey, if you want to please your father, like come with me to the home to go see his brother, like, and it would just make him so happy, right? She's like, I wanted to do that anyway, like I wanted to see him anyway, because I just thought it would be good for, you know, me to see him, me to know him, even though he can't really completely understand what's going on. And they make it to the like home, which is like probably like 30-ish minutes away from the house, whatever. Why that lady tried to leave her in the damn mental institution with the uncle? Like she drove off, and like the doctor's like, yeah, you came here to be evaluated because they said you're a nymphomaniac. She's like, what? And she's there for a couple hours. Like she meets the uncle, she talks to the uncle and like kind of explains herself, and then he like is talking to her, chit-chatting or whatever. And well, he's not talking, she's talking, he's inaudible, and then he says like one word to her and he doesn't talk to anybody. He said jib. And then she escapes because she found this guy who had been there for 10 years. He's like 18, so he's only like a year older than her, so she has to be 17 at this time. Yeah. And he helps her escape. He gives her some money. She gets on a bus. She makes it home. She finds her dad and she's like, hey, this bitch just tried to leave me in this motherfucker. And like, she tried to leave me where your uncle is. He's like, oh, you saw my brother? And she's like, yeah, but like, this bitch just tried to institutionalize me. What are you talking about? Hello? Hello? Is anybody in there? Anyway, and so, he's like, yeah, like, I told you it was a boating accident, but I actually hit him in the head with a jib, and it hit him harder than I thought it would, and like, it paralyzed or mentally incapacitated him, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, whatever. But did you hear me that this bitch just tried to lock me up? Did you hear that part? And so she's like, hey, I think we need to unravel all these lies. We need to tell Giselle who her real mom is, because like, she being mean to me about like this whole occasion shit when like she's actually a bitch from the swamp too. She a bitch from the Ville. And they decide to do that. They go to Daphne, and Daphne's a stepmom, and are like, hey, we're, you know, let's tell some truths. Let's get some truths going around here. And try to like fix the relationships. And then the dad at the end of the book, he's like, hey, you know what I'm gonna do? Well, you know what I think is gonna be a good idea? I'm gonna ship you bitches off. You and your sister are getting the fuck up out of here. And Daphne's so appeased with that. I'm sure it was Daphne's idea. And that's when we make it to the second book. They're getting ready to, like, they're leaving for boarding school. So that's my synopsis. I rate that book, I would give it like a 4.3 out of 5 stars. It was very nice, very good. It's a little slow in the beginning. Sorry, it's a mirror right here. It's a little slow in the beginning. It's a little slow to start, but like once shit start popping off, shit start popping off. Okay, once it start popping off, I wouldn't say it's like a slow burn, and it's not like overly sexual, because sometimes I really don't, not sometimes, most of the times, I don't like books that are like just too, I don't need you describing somebody's man piece to me too much. Like, you know, I get laid, so I don't really need like too much of a descriptor, you know. I think it was nice. It was very well written, and I'm excited to make my way through the rest of the series. But that was my synopsis. I'm supposed to be working on the vlog. I don't think that's gonna happen today, so I think we should just work on some homework. But it's almost 1 o'clock. I think we should eat a little bit. Okay, TikTok posted. We need to have some lunch. I ate hash browns for breakfast this morning. Are you gonna eat french fries? I think I'm gonna eat a french fry. Actually, you know what I should make? I made burger patties the other day and put them in the fridge. I'm gonna make like a little hamburger bowl situation. My hammies are so sore.
I need to get like regular pans that have lids because my pans, like my skillets, do not have lids at all. Oh, my hammies! Oh, my hammies. Can I put a burger patty in the air fryer? Is that trifling? Do y'all think that's trifling? I need to get some lids for these skillets. I feel like that's trifling. That's a little ghetto. That is in fact a little ghetto. Am I still gonna do it? Absolutely, yes, actually. Anyway, come over here. But yeah, I made some burger patties. Sorry, these are just coming out of the washer. And I made some burger patties and like pressed them out and everything, so they're just like ready to go. Let me show you what they look like. I have one left, and it turned out really good. The secret to like a homemade burger patty, put a little bit of horse sauce in it, like when you're seasoning it up, put a little bit of horse sauce and it gives you like the taste. Highly recommend. So I'm gonna put my burger on first, and then we're gonna make some fries. But yeah, I made those. I've been trying to get back into like cooking like I normally. Ooh, girl. Ooh, hold on. That is grease. That is oil. That's oil. That is oil. That is nasty. Anyway, I've been trying to get back into cooking, and like my new year starts after my birthday, and I will tell anybody that. And so I'm trying to like get back into myself right now. This is just degreaser. I have no idea what this is called. Awesome. I think it's like Awesome or something, but like I grew up using this. It comes in the same bottle, and like everybody that I know that I've ever seen use this, it does not have a fucking label on it. That's how you know it's good. Like it came with a label, but the label doesn't stay on it. That's how you know it's the product for you. But it's just a degreaser, and this is what that's how that's supposed to come off. I should have honestly cleaned this when I first cooked, but that wasn't gonna fucking happen. Yeah, so I'm trying to get back into like cooking and doing all my stuff. Honey said that he is sick, so I'm going to, I keep thinking today is Sunday. Today is Saturday, because I did not do a fuck thing yesterday, but really? But I keep thinking that today is Sunday. Today is Saturday, because I didn't do anything yesterday. And I'm making today like my work day, so I feel weird. But Honey is sick. He doesn't have COVID. He tested negative for that, but he is not feeling well. So I want to make some soup for lunch on Monday. He said he's probably going to feel better by Monday. And also, I've been doing good, not getting sick, and I'm also out of my vitamin C. And I need to go get some anyway, so I'm probably going to re-up enough for my house, his house, and get a nugget version as well, so that we can all take it, because I really have not been sick. And like I am the queen, like I get sick from literally, when I say I get sick from everything, but also I have not been interacting with like, you know, humans for the most part. So like this is the way I press them out. So I like weigh them out and everything, and then I put them on parchment to like press them out. And that was the smartest shit I've ever did. And you can freeze them like this, and that way they're easy to like pull apart and everything. Was that not so smart? It was like a little factory. It was like a little factory. That fits perfectly. I should have put these on first. Fuck, I forgot. Yeah, so I went to Aldi's and picked up a couple things. I don't really shop at Aldi's that often. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't live close to one, and I never have. But
There are certain things that I don't buy at Aldi, okay? Like, there are just a couple of things that Aldi is not good for. Aldi is not a place I'm buying no damn cheese from. I don't like cheap cheese. There's nothing wrong with it, but the melting quality, I'm a cheese snob. I am, right? Cheese, right? I also will not be buying meat from there. I can buy produce from there, that's fine, because I go through produce like fairly quickly, especially during the work week, with like, you know. But not meat. The meat, it got a taste. And you're gonna be like, Aliyah, no it doesn't. A little taste to it. It got a little taste to it. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to tell you. I just don't like it. The French fries, the hash browns, like a lot of the frozen stuff, it's fine. I like going there because they have like these boxes of mussels that I like to have to keep to cook with. These, and this is my favorite one. These are the mussels and the garlic butter sauce. They have a couple different varieties, the original ones, the tomato ones, but the garlic butter ones are my favorite. And these are just like, I can eat these just over some rice or just over some pasta, and bon appetit. So I do like those. I should have put the French fries on first because it's not going to be done at the same time. But let's pretend like I knew that. Or like I didn't know that, even though I do know that because I knew that. Also, I don't like bread from Aldi, but I don't buy a ton of bread anyway. But bread from Aldi, if you don't eat it in a week, bitch, that's all you got. I don't know why, but that's it. You and that bread got a week. They do sell half loaves. So like that's cool if it's like a week that I know I'm gonna eat a couple more sandwiches. Oh, the meat. I was talking about the meat. That includes deli meat. I bought some like honey turkey breasts because that's like my deli meat, and I try to keep deli meat in the house so I can make sandwiches and shit. I'm not gonna say it's nasty, but I'm gonna say I didn't like it. Is she a snob? A little bit, maybe. I'm a little snobbish. I'm only a little snobbish, but like I did not fucking like that. And like maybe it wasn't completely Aldi's fault. Maybe I was just going through a phase where I just didn't like turkey. But sometimes I don't like turkey. But it didn't taste the same as my turkey from Sprouts. I love turkey breast from Sprouts. So there are some things where like you can definitely cut the cost, but there are other things where like it is not worth it. But the produce there is good. They always have my cotton candy grapes, which I love. I got some imitation crab meat there. Didn't like that. I'm gonna finish it because I bought it, but I didn't like it from there. So that is a name brand thing for me as well. This is just some aged white cheddar. I don't have any barbecue sauce in the house. I don't know if I was telling you, I think I was telling y'all, we have to get Nugget's iPad fixed because it's having the same issue. Oh yeah, the iPad. So we have to get Nugget's iPad fixed because he's having the same issue that he was having with his last iPad, where the charging port, because he'd be like playing and charging at the same time, pulling the charger out, just kind of kid shit. So we have to get that fixed. And then me and his dad were talking about it, and he was like, yeah, he just can't play while charging iPad. And I think that's better for his temperament anyway, for like limited time. And like iPad is like a weekend only thing anyway. But just like, so that's not what you're doing from sun up to sundown on weekends. Like even I feel like as an adult, as a person who does social media, like it's too much sometimes. Like I gotta take a break before I go to bed so that my brain can be ready to rest before I go to bed. Especially on Sundays, you know. So I'm not anti-iPad, I'm not anti, TV, whatever. Us is young, especially Daddy. His daddy's a TV person. So like we're not anti any of that, but limitations. I shouldn't have to wait. I mean, respecting people's time, but like, no, I can't even say that. I can't even say that. I was about to say that I shouldn't have to wait for him to be ready to do something, like, because you're waiting on him to get out the outfit. Respect him time, because, like, you gotta wait on us to do shit. So let me not say that and be like, hey, we're getting ready to leave in 5 minutes, like, wrap it up. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So let me shut the fuck up. I have some lettuce in the fridge. I just don't feel like washing it, y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't feel like washing it. Ow, my hand. It burned my hand. All right, 1, 2, 3. Ouchie, hurt, pain, spicy, hot. We have a burger. Our french fries will be ready in 4 minutes, so yeah. Anyway, going back to the office, I just wanted to check in with y'all. Because that's all I'm doing today. It's raining, so I did think I was gonna leave the house. I shan't, because it's raining. Fuck no. I ordered kava for dinner yesterday. Back you up. I ordered kava for dinner. And whoever made my bowl, I don't know. They were having a great work day, bro. I like DoorDashed it and it was so tasty, so good. I think I told y'all this has been my favorite poppy flavor, cherry limeade. And I like to take it with my collagen when I remember to take it with my collagen, but like collagen is so nasty and so hard to take. So I don't really be fucking with it. Let's make a little sauce for my french fries. I think I should just wait for the french fries because they're literally about to be done in 2 minutes. So I'm just wait for them. Some ketchup. Only Heinz ketchup. I stand on that. And then some mayonnaise. Like not a lot. It's like a 1-to-4 ratio. On my fries, I like to add adobo. Personally, I feel like it gives me the best, like, salty, flavory ratio. Or chicken bouillon on my french fries. I should have grabbed a bigger plate. I don't know why I wanted to grab the tiniest plate that I own. The smallest plate that I've ever seen in my life. All right, whatever. All right, I'm gonna watch a YouTube video and eat my lunch. All right, girl, let's get ready for bed. Please look at my makeup. I did my makeup on Live with the Girls just for shits and giggles because, like, I'm just in that type of mood. But, like, it turned out so good. The base turned out really good. I'll try to insert some photos and videos because I really did take some because I'm very proud of this. I'm very proud of the little heart. The little heart, she picked it up and put it together, okay? She did her big one. Would I be trifling that I just want to show him my makeup? Can I just show you my makeup? I just want to show you my makeup. But I did my makeup and it's pretty.
Very creative.
Ooh. That sounds nasty. You need anything?
Good.
Okay, I just want, it was cute. It's cute.
Very, very beautiful, babe. Very creative. That's good. It's real, like, It's not too like left like Doja Cat, but it's in a good space. Like
Love you too. My boyfriend's sick, so he's a bottle of fun. But yeah, I don't want to take it off. Like, I think I'm just like learning how to fall back in love with things that I used to be really interested in. And I know that's probably weird. I don't think it's weird, but like just having the space to really genuinely and truly fall back in love with stuff that I used to be so in love with. I used to love makeup. Bitch, when I first got a YouTube channel, I thought I was gonna be a makeup girl so bad. Okay, I was gonna do some fucking makeup. And so like just falling back in love with like dance and reading and makeup and like hopefully not that I'm not in love with travel, but like just getting back into the things that like are joyous to me, like just hobbies, just like things, and like being a person that like is like, oh, what are you into, and I can say stuff that I'm into. That's mind blowing. That's mind blowing. That's mind blowing. Because like I didn't always have that. Like people will be like, oh, what are you into? School. Just school. All I got is school, bitch. Just school. I got school, I got work, I got work, I got school. That's all I got. So be like, yeah, I just finished this book. Like, you know, I'm really into makeup, or like, yeah, I just came back from blah 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 blah. Like that's where I aspire to be. Or like, yeah, I like, you know, take ballet and modern classes, and like we're working on woo woo. I was talking to one of the girls in my class, in my modern class, and she was telling me about like companies and stuff, and like most of the companies are like more non-profit if you want to get into like adult company that's not like a ballet. But she was like, the scene is like the scene, and like once you get into it, you kind of like into it. And bitch, maybe I want to go back into performing. I haven't performed in years. I haven't performed, like I have not been on a, stripper pole is a stage, but I have not been on a stage since 2014. We didn't even, like my graduating class, the school that I went to, every senior is supposed to perform at graduation. My graduating class, the dance majors did not get to fucking perform because our fucking teacher hated us. Only 2 out of, I think like the 10 dance majors, the senior dance majors that there were, I think only 2, well, I know only 2 of them performed out of all of us. Like the rest of us did not get to perform for graduation. So like I didn't even get to dance, like, you know, I didn't even get to do the closing shift. So like, damn, maybe I want to go back to like having recitals and shit. And like that sounds crazy. That sounds insane. But like maybe am I having a self-discovery year? I'm going through my Saturn return, just in case y'all don't know. My Saturn, I've been going through my Saturn return. Pluto is direct with Aquarius. Like, it's giving self-reassurance. Like, it's giving, like, know yourself. I'm a Cappy sun with a lot of Aquarius placements and, like, a Saggy rising. So, very much going through self-discovery phase. And, like, I have the space, like I have the mental capacity to like enjoy. And I really do talk about this because I really do have the mental capacity to enjoy things. Like I have the space where like I can cook and still be like a present like parent and girlfriend, and like still get my schoolwork done and still have time for me and do the things for me. And it's just like, wow, is this what it feels like to live? Are you living? Am I having a manic episode? I don't know. Actually, let me go find my brush. Are you living? Actually, let's bring it back this way because this side gets a dent in it a lot more than this side, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I did have my hair wrapped up majority of the day because I did lay down, and like the moment I lay down, guess what I'm doing? Wrapping that hair. We're gonna wrap the hair. My edges do look really good though. My hair looks good. Bitch, I might see when I got free time like this is how I end up dyeing my hair randomly. Start changes. Like, it's funny because even when I kept telling my boyfriend like how I wanted to get a haircut, like he hasn't known me with long hair this whole time, but like I've been growing my hair out and I've had like the same look generally since we've known each other. Like, he hasn't really known me with colored hair. Because I think the last time I dyed my hair, like, that might have been a Manic episode. I don't think we went together. What's that? That was the last time I cut my hair too. So I know when I, like, the last time I got like a cut and like cut my hair like shoulder length, we definitely weren't together for that part. But yeah. I'm just happy, okay? I'm giving giggly jittery. Oh, and for my base, like my base product, I have on the Fenty Eavesdrop, like the Fenty stick foundation. I wear it in the color 19. I'm actually between 19 and 18. And I could really go in between either, but I have it on in the color 19. It's so good. It's so, if you are a dry skin girl, it's so fucking good. Like, this shit get down so bad. It's so good. I'm just using some micellar water just to do my first wipe down. I did a look, baby. I did a cut crease. Who not a fucking MUA? Who's not a makeup girl? Who's not a makeup girl? Oh, I'm sad to take it off on this side because like it's very nice. But like you can see I still have makeup on, like on the upper part of my face, but like the color match. And I was telling the girlies, I was like, yeah, like you go into Sephora and like I cannot stand when they try to help color match me. I'm so sorry. I don't want the help. And I will tell them I don't want the help and they still try to like force the help, and I'm like, no, I'm okay, thank you. And I know you probably see me go in there, you're like, this bitch just got on lash extension and brows, like she doesn't know what she's doing. But I swear, like just let me vibe. I'm going in here for a reason. I came in here for a reason. And even if I didn't come in here for a reason, I just want to walk around and I'll be like, you know, no thank you. And I'll be like, well, here's one. And I'm like, okay, thanks. Let me show you. No thanks. Like, just let me vibe, especially when I go in there to like smell perfumes. And can somebody confirm this with me, that Sephora employees get commission? Because like I get it, if you get commission, I get you trying to make the sale. Like I really do understand, but also I am just not the sale that you think I am, because whatever I came in here with, like, or whatever I came in here for, whatever I end up with, like, just let me do it. Just give me a chance. I did not read much of my book today, but I did get some studying done because we do have a test next week. Because this semester we have more tests. I think one of my classes we actually have like 3 or 4 actual tests and not just quizzes and a midterm and final. You see how white this cleanser is? Like, I know I got a lot of the makeup off, like, with just the micellar water alone, which is great. We love that. I didn't get it all off, but I got a good amount. I should do a retinol tonight, too. I shall. I don't even have a retinol in here. I'll wash my lashes in the morning. I just don't feel like doing it tonight. I'm trying to keep them clean because I am getting my lashes done soon. Alright, I'm going to do a second cleanse, just to make sure my skin is nice and clean. Ooh, my battery's gonna die. Why y'all don't ever charge y'all phone before y'all talk to me? Clean face. I'm gonna re-moisten my face before I start adding product. The phone is gonna die. The phone's gonna die. Okay, let's hurry up. Let's make it quick, okay? Same process from this morning. Laneige toner. I'll try to remember to put them on the screen. Please, Aliyah, remember to put them on the screen. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, while that's sinking into my face, y'all know I'm gonna go in with the snail mucin next. Then I'm gonna use a retinol. Let me go grab the retinol. I'm gonna use the Kiehl's Retinol Skin Renewing Daily Microdose Serum. And then for my under, I'm gonna do the Pure Peach Retinoic Eye Cream from Peach and Lily. That's after I'm gonna do my snail mucin. And then I'm gonna put on the whole line of Murad products to seal. And I'm also gonna put some Aquaphor on top of that, okay? I hope that was even slightly useful because all my batteries are dead. All my batteries are dead. And it's crazy because I've been in the house all day, so there's physically no reason why they're not charged. I also have a little pimple. I might put something on that, maybe, question please. A little zit is because I didn't do like skincare yesterday. And like, you'd be like, oh, you get skin, your skin breaks out because you're not washing your face. My skin breaks out because my skin's dry. Imagine you being ashy, your skin's crusty, and it's like, you know what? Because your skin is so dry, let me make a pimple.